As an academy owner, you work hard to build trust with your students, their parents, and your community. But trust isn't something you claim, it's something you prove and earn. That's where Academy Safe comes in. We help academies like yours stand out with verified safety standards. Background checks for all staff, U.S. Center for Safe Sport certification, concussion training, defibrillators on site, CPR, first aid and AED certification, security cameras, rank and lineage checks, and verification of business insurance. Join the trusted martial arts registry that's redefining safety throughout North America. Lead by example. Show parents you're accredited with Academy Safe.
Hello, and welcome to My Empty Hands, a podcast about the martial arts, usually focused on Kempo, but today we are all Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu all day, all the time, and whatever other stuff that we talk about. All martial arts get some love around here. As always, I am Reggie Darden, and I think I skipped out last time you were on, but I'm going to try it this time. So we have Carly DuCharme.
That's right.
All right, right on. I will be sure to.
I was going to say, I feel like you've heard it enough times now. You should know it.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be me if I didn't butcher everybody's name. Even the simplest of names, I seem to butcher them. But so yeah, we've got Carly back on. She was previously on. I'd have to look, maybe like 6 months ago, something like that. And we got into her journey into the wonderful world of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But I wanted to have her back on, one, just because she's pretty awesome and a joy to talk to. So wanted to have her on, but more specifically, I wanted to have her on because she recently moved up to the wonderful world of being a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. So once again, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Very, very much deserving, because Carly destroys everyone on the mats and is just a total badass. It's my show. We can say it. A badass bitch. Is out here taking arms and taking lapels and whatever else and twisting it up in nice fashion there. So just kind of a little bit of I guess backstory. So we train at the Renzo Gracie DFW. That is the school that we train at, and we recently, back in December, we had, yes, it was five people promoted to black belt. And so that is huge, just for, 5 black belts at one time is pretty amazing. Another pretty amazing thing is that the school has been open, I guess less than a year and a half. And so to get 5 black belts at that time is pretty amazing. And then we also had our fearless leader, Professor Greg Hamilton. He got bumped up to a 3rd degree, so that's pretty amazing. And a lot of other folks got moved up. So pretty exciting time for the school, but. I wanted to have my intention is to have all of the folks that were promoted to black belt on the show from our school. So I'm working on that, and actually, as we are recording, I have another interview scheduled today with another one of our black belts. So yeah, today is Jiu-Jitsu Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Day. So if you're not a fan of that, then go find somewhere else. But yeah, I wanted to. So yeah, let's talk the journey to black belt. how, I mean, well, I guess at this point now, we're almost at a month since the promotion.
Hmm.
How does it, has it sunk in yet? Do you still
You
taking it
know,
in?
I hate to say it publicly, but I was probably the only one up there that didn't have imposter syndrome because I mean, it's not really a secret that I left a school because they were holding my promotion. So honestly, like it was more of a relief than it is like I can't, it feels right for me. It feels right. I should be here. I know I should be here. I've proven that I can be here. I fought black belts a year ago in the fall, not 2025, but 2024 at an Abu Dhabi event in Dallas. So, and I did well. So for me, it was more, and I compete all the time. So I'm constantly testing myself. So for me, it wasn't like, oh, I don't deserve it. Oh, I don't know. This has been building for a while. So for me, it's more, I can breathe. It's here. Now I can just do my thing and not worry about it so much. Because it's not that I was worried about my belt, like I knew it would come, but it was just the kind of drama behind it and the feelings behind it, which you guys all saw on that day. So, you know, I setting in that it was more like, yes, it's about time.
Very nice, very nice.
I
Yeah,
know some people will have some opinions about that, but I don't really care.
oh, well, that's fine. I'm sure they can't tap you when you're rolling, so they can have whatever feelings that they want. Good luck getting a submission out of you. Um, so with I find it. I mean, I totally get it, but I find it interesting not having that imposter syndrome. I know. I mean, I'm just a lowly two-stripe white belt at this point, but just with kind of everything, everything that I do, especially martial arts related, I feel like I don't know what I'm doing, and why am I here? And I mean, even I got my second stripe a few weeks ago, and I was like, are you sure? Are you sure? I've missed a lot of classes, and I'm always injured, and um, I've well, I guess I've prepared properly for one day being a purple belt because I conveniently come in after warm ups are done. So. Um, but yeah, I always have that kind of feeling like, I mean, I know I'm putting in the work, and when I roll with people, so sometimes I get that, hey, like you're getting better. And it's like, you sure? But, yeah, as I guess I should ask, I mean, has there kind of ever been a point where you kind of felt like, maybe I'm not at this particular point, or
Um, I don't. Maybe vaguely there was. I mean, when I got my blue belt, I knew exactly what I had to do to get my blue belt. It was made very clear that if you're a competitor, you have to win gold twice at an IBJJF. So I did that. I knew it was coming. I mean, I didn't know, but I knew that it was time. Um, and then when I got to blue belt, I had kind of been prepared that I was probably going to lose again. So I kind of expected that, and I wasn't as dominant at that point. And then when I got my blue belt, and when I started winning at blue belt, um, because we moved and I switched schools a couple times after we moved to Texas, um, and I left a school again because he was gonna hold my promotion when I was destroying girls at blue belt. I mean, winning everything and in a dominant fashion that when I left, I knew they were going to give me my purple belt quickly because I got to the school and they're like, "You're not a blue belt." And people at my old school, coaches that would come visit, would be like, "You're not a blue belt. Why are you still a blue belt?" I'm like, "I don't know. I don't have any control over this. Like, you know how this works. I don't go to coach and say, 'Hey, I'm not a blue belt anymore.'" So I went to purple belt, but there was a moment when I went to purple belt, I knew I deserved it. I knew I was good enough. But when I got in the bullpen for the first time at purple belt to compete, that was the only moment ever that I was like, "Oh, am I supposed to be here? I don't know if I'm supposed to be here." And then I went over to the mat and you know, you know how it is at World League, like you can kind of go, you can't go all the way up to the stadium seating, but it's right there. And my husband was right there and he looked at me, he was like, "You're born to do this." And I was like, "You know what, you're right." And I went in there and I won 2 matches against the same girl fairly easily. And I'm like, after the first match started, there wasn't anything anymore. Because again, I just go in, I play my game. It's just another Saturday for me. And because I was competing a lot at that time still. So, but that was the only moment. And again, when I got my brown belt, again, I belonged there and I won right away. So I've always earned my belts. It's never been I've always been a competitor and I've always earned my belts in competition, in my mind in competition, because again, being the only female on the mat a lot of times, who am I comparing myself to? I mean, really, because again, there's blue belts at Henzo's that are big dudes, and if they want to just hold me down, they can just hold me down. There's only so much I can do if they decide they want to hold me down and they have a little bit of skill. So, when I go to competition, that's when I really know what I'm capable of.
Good. Gotcha. So now with the competition, because I'm not super, I'm still pretty new to this whole competing thing. So now, I guess you were already competing against black belts and stuff, whereas now they're a separate division for that.
So, there's different organizations, right? And so, because there's so few of us, so like the Abu Dhabi competitions, they put at least for the women, I don't know about the men, they put brown and black belts together. Because a lot of people will say, if you talk to a lot of people that have been around for a while, like they'll just say, a brown belt is just a baby black belt. You're right there. You just need a little bit more. You just got to prove a little bit more, but you're basically a black belt. So a lot of these competitions, like World Leagues puts black and brown together because there's just not enough. There's not enough. They wouldn't get enough competitors otherwise to have a separate brown and a separate black. So yeah, last year when I did the Abu Dhabi, it was me and 2 black belt females who were 10 years younger than me because they only have 1 master's division for women. Because again, there's just not enough. There's 5 different master's divisions for men and only 1 for women.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Because there's just none of us. So fought them and did well. So I knew I could hang. It was just a matter of when I was going to get it.
Right on. Yeah, I was just kind of thinking about it in my time in jiu-jitsu thus far. You are, let me see. Let me think. Okay, you're probably the second female black belt I've seen in the wild in the time that I've training. So in the time that I guess if you want to split hairs, technically you're the first because I was at a trial class at a different school and they had a black belt female there, but I wasn't officially training there. So in my
Mm-hmm.
training time, you're the first female black belt I've seen in the wild. So yeah, there's a not that many, not that many. So um,
And not many that compete. I actually know quite a few in the area. There's a couple, at least two, probably more, but two that I know of that are schools that a husband and wife, both black belts, run the schools. So there's one in Irving, and I think they actually opened up another location. So they have two schools now. And then there's North South Jiu Jitsu in Carrollton or somewhere around there. Richardson. They're
mhm.
they're a ways away, but there's two female black belts right there. Um, there's actually a decent amount in the area. I mean, not a ton. Obviously, we're still way outnumbered by the men, but it's just, you start thinking about there's only, I think, what is the number that Philip threw out? There's only 50,000 black belts in the world in jiu-jitsu, and only a fraction of those are women when you think about it. And then how many of those women compete?
Exactly,
And then
exactly.
especially at the masters divisions, most 43-year-old women are not like, oh yeah, on a Saturday, let me pay $130 to go fly to Florida and fight a bunch
Exactly.
of other women.
Oh, exactly,
They've got
exactly.
kids, they've got jobs, they've got other things they have to do. It's not easy to do it, but it's just how much do you want it? And they just don't want it that bad. And I get it. It's hard, but so
So what does the outlook? What's that looking like for future competitions for you? Is it? I guess it's dwindling down. I mean, how are you gonna scratch that itch?
it's it's probably going to be the same as it was at brown belt. So I'll do all the majors, so pans, uh, maybe American nationals, mostly IBJJF events because that's where they're going to be. There won't be anybody at World League for me anymore. Um, I mean, Greg had to beg the last girl to come fight me because she fought me over the summer, and nobody was signed up. But Greg wanted me to fight, so he called her up and asked her to fight. Um,
Very cool.
so she was kind enough to come up here. She doesn't live very close. But she's always fun. She's a good woman. Um, so I'm already signed up for Pans in March. I'd like to do Austin and Dallas, but I mean, nobody's signed up yet. So you get a refund if nobody signs up, but it's just a decent amount of money to park and wait for your refund,
Yeah, yeah.
so we'll see. I might just sign up for, Dallas. At least it's close. Um, we'll see. But I'm already signed up for Pans. There's already somebody in my division, so I'll at least do the majors. So that'll be, 3-4 times a year at least. So we'll see.
Gotcha. Is there any possible interest in maybe getting involved in like judo or something like that, or
Oh no.
no?
No. I'm too old for that. If we had a black belt that would come to the school and wanted to teach like once or twice a week, I would probably come take the class. But I'm not gonna go seek out another martial art, especially one that's gonna throw me on my head. That's not something I'm interested in. If they want to come and teach us judo for jiu-jitsu, I'm definitely down with that. When I was at Evolution Thai, they're under Lovato, they're in Keller. They used to be Alliance. Well, there is an Alliance Keller now, but they
Mhm.
used to be the old Alliance Keller. Um, the black belt they brought in was a judo black belt, and we did that. And I actually enjoyed judo a lot more as an upper belt than I did as a white belt because my brain was not ready for it as a white belt. I was trying to learn jujitsu, which was hard enough. And then I'm
Gotcha.
trying to learn this whole other thing with footwork and all the other things. And it just did not click. But I do actually remember more than I thought I did because I use some of it still today. And then when that black belt came to that school, I was taking those classes, and it really wasn't that hard for me to pick back up on the footwork and all the other things because when I learned it at the first school, it was so drilled into us. Like, if you guys ever get bored drilling, you have no idea. Like, we would do only footwork for 30 or 40 minutes. It's it's a different world. It's a different world now. I mean, people are starting to run jujitsu like a business, and they should. They definitely should. Um, but it's just different.
Yeah, there's that fine line of uh, keeping us Americans happy and still providing that good training. Um,
Hmm.
and it's just kind of doing that dance. But I think I mean we're definitely uh, going to brag on our academy. I mean we really have something special, and I was a guest on another podcast, and um, something came up about picking a school or finding a school or something like that, and I was like, and something that I said was, well, if you're looking for a jiu-jitsu school, do they have a good women's program? Do they have a good kids program? And is the place clean? If you've got those three things, you're in the right place. If any or one or all of those are lacking, then it's time to find somewhere else to go. And
And
yeah,
look, it's
we've
hard,
got a
right?
good
Like
spot.
there's a lot to consider. And honestly, I love Henzo's. I'm not going to be shy about that. I love it there. And I think Greg is a great coach, especially for me. But if it depends on your personality, right? It depends on what you're looking for. If you want to go to a gym where it's like full blown, we're breeding killers all day, every day, and that's your personality and that's what you're looking for, Henzo's isn't the place for you. And that's fine. And again, like, if you come into Henzo's, just because we know 90% of the people there are great, if a woman comes in and has a bad experience with one of the guys, she should, obviously she should say something and it'll probably be handled hands down. I have no doubt about that, especially if she said something to me, because I would make sure that Greg handled it. But she still may not be comfortable to stay. And that's okay. That's okay. It has nothing to do with whether we're a good school or not, but it might not be the right school for that person. And that's okay. It's okay. It doesn't need to be the right place for everybody. There's plenty of schools out there. And, if you're somebody that you just want to come to class and like chit chat and not really learn anything, we may not be the right school for you, because as much as we all have a good time and it's not insanely serious by any means, everybody's still kind of there to work. People really aren't there to chat. There's a good little mixture. I have fun with the girls all the time, but we're still working. It's not, there's nobody there that's not doing what they need to do. So again, and Greg's not going to take anything, I don't want to say anything less than perfection, because that's not fair. Because, again, not everybody there is there to be a world champion. Most of us are not there. Most of the people there aren't. But he does want you to learn something. So he's walking around and he's paying attention. And if you're sitting there doing nothing, he's going to give you a hard time about it. It may be in a playful way, but he's not going to just ignore it and let you mess around. Like, he's going to come over and be like, hey, like, are we doing the move or what are we doing?
Exactly.
So
Yeah, there's a good balance between the killers, the killer instinct, and the playful. I can't even think of the word, but yeah, we're definitely we definitely have kind of something for everybody at the school,
Yeah.
and kind of like you said, and something that I've really kind of locked onto that I heard a while back is not being afraid to quit. Now, not in the sense of, oh well, this is hard, I'm going to stop doing it, but being able to say, not having kind of this blind loyalty to a school or to a teacher or anything, or this is the person that brought me, so I got to stick with them. And like, if a
Yeah.
school, a teacher are not meeting your needs, then it's okay to say, you know what, I need to go somewhere else. And it could be a great school, it could be a crappy school, great teacher, crappy teacher, whatever it is. Sometimes we have to say, hey, I can't stay at this place, I can't stay with this
Hmm.
teacher. And there's just so much fear around saying, hey, I need to go somewhere else. And it's okay to do that. And if we need a mental health or something like that, and you got to take a break, it's okay to say, you know what, I got to step back,
Hmm.
and then I can come back to it later, or I can go to another place. Or but it's important to get our needs met, and not be afraid to go other places to do that.
Well, and I left a school for exactly that reason. Like, I liked Lovato's. It was great. Like, it was a great atmosphere. I had friends there, but I was not being prepared to go to big competitions. And I don't know if you've met Al yet. He's a black belt. He just came over from, he had the New Year's Eve party.
Oh, gotcha.
Um, he was at Lovato's with me, and he travels a lot. So he goes to open mats and he gets other training elsewhere. But he just recently came over to us also because when he's in town, he wants to get good training. And he knows that when he comes to open mat or a class at Henzo's, he's always going to get good training. He's always going to pick up a detail somewhere that he didn't know about because Greg puts in that kind of effort. And also, all of us upper belts are also putting all that effort in to each other and the lower belts because we want you guys to learn too. So we're not telling you guys things in a way that's like, stupid white belt, like I can't believe you don't know this. Or like, you're not worth my time rolling with. No, I'll roll with all the girls. It's just a matter of how am I going to roll with you? Hey, if I have a competition coming up, I might be a little harder on you than I usually am. So if you're not down for that, we shouldn't roll. So it's just about expectations and understanding that, you know, if you're not if especially as an upper belt, if you're not learning anything anymore, if you're not getting better, then what's the point? If you aren't at a school that can meet those needs, if you're at a true, because what happened at Lovato's is it turned into truly a white belt school. It was a white belt school. The curriculum was a white belt curriculum. We did not have professors there who were, I don't want to say knowledgeable enough. I don't want to, like, nobody there was a bad coach. They just didn't have upper belts, so they didn't cater to us. And it's okay, except when we're going to these big competitions, we need to be ready to go. And I should have won pans that year, and I didn't. I got silver, and it should have been a gold, but I wasn't prepared to be there. And that's why I left. It had nothing to do with the people, but I want to be a world champion, and I need that type of training.
Gotcha. Yeah. You have to work with. You can only kind of go with what the baseline is, and if you're just kind of day in day out working at that kind of lower baseline, then it makes it hard for you to improve your game and get those areas and those skills that you need. So yeah, it's perfectly acceptable to go to where the action's at and where you need to get your particular skills going. So very nice. So I think last time I asked you about kind of what your visions and whatnot were for uh, once you got to black belt, and so I'm curious. I didn't get a chance to listen to the old one before we got to this one, but I'm gonna go back and see if your answer has changed now that you've crossed the starting line. We'll say. So so now that you are a black belt, kind of what do you kind of envision is next, as kind of your thought process around that changed since you were awarded that or I should say since you earned that level. um what do you kind
Um,
of think now versus last year or the year before?
I don't think anything's really changed. Again, I'm I'm not going to stop competing. That's always the goal. Just going to keep pushing towards that because I mean the lower belts are great, but black belt matters. Uh, so I'll be going back to Worlds, Masters, Worlds. To clarify for your listeners, I'm not going to adult Worlds. Um, but still compete as much as I can. Still aim to do the best I can when I'm there. And look, I do like teaching. And if Greg asks me to teach, yes, I want to do and achieve everything I can in this sport. So yeah, I want to earn my professor stripes, which means I have to teach a certain number of classes before I do that. And I know that Greg has something in the works for that. I don't really know what that is yet, and that's fine. If once he wants to fill me in, great. Um, my work situation has changed, so I'm busier than I used to be. So I still make a point to go to 11 a.m. classes, but I do as much as I can, and I couldn't sit here and teach multiple classes a day, or even I don't even know if I could teach multiple classes a week right now until we get some things figured out. So, um, if he comes to me and asks me to start a women's program, cool, let's figure it out. If not, I'm not offended. I'm not upset. I've got other things that I do. So do I like teaching? Yes. And would I have to take some time away from my own training? Yes. And that's something that I also have to weigh and just make sure that I'm still going to get what I need to compete, because that's the ultimate goal.
Right on, right on. I like it. All right, so trying not to get into too much controversy or anything like that, but
Oh, knock yourself out. I don't care.
I know that's I was more concerned about me. I mean, I know that's one of the reasons why I like having you on, because I know you're fine to just say whatever. But so I'm just curious that now that you've gotten this black belt, have any of your old cohorts or anybody reached out to you and been like, hey, like either for good or for bad, or kind of anybody kind of maybe not wishing well for you or anything like that? Got any
I will say there are certain individuals that probably, if they were true to their word and who they say they are, they probably should have. Was I expecting it? No. And it's fine. Look, at the end of the day, I do this for me. I don't do this for anybody else. I do this for me. Do I love helping people and making an impact on people? Yeah, of course. I'm not completely selfish. but I do it for me. I don't do it so that I come home and my husband thinks I'm the greatest thing ever. I don't do it to go on social. Do I go on social media and post stuff? Yeah, because I also would love it if someone would pay for my geese. Like, I don't, but and I also have people all over the country who know me that want to stay up to date. I don't do it so that I can see how many people tell me how wonderful I am. Like, that's not what it's about. That's not why I do this. I do it for me. I do it for a sense of accomplishment. I do it so that, like, I have a reason to, that's so dramatic. I have a reason to be alive. No, that's not. That's super dramatic. But it just gives me a purpose, right? Like, I don't have kids. I really like to compete. And so it gives me a purpose in life to, like, keep getting up and going to the gym and keep getting up and eating right and keep getting up and being healthy. It gives me a purpose, and that's why I do it. I don't do it so that, this person who said they were my friend once, to make sure that I hold their feet to the fire. Oh, well, if you were my friend, you would have congratulated me. You know what? Actions speak louder than words. And I know what I did for those people, and there's a reason why I don't go out of my way to text them or communicate with them, because friendships are reciprocal. And that's that. So they can reach out if they want. If they don't want, that's cool. Philip said something that someone made a comment about being a black belt. I won't go into details. They didn't call me out specifically. And I told Philip, I said, but Philip, the funny thing about that is if they were talking about me, they don't even matter enough to me to come up on my social media feed, because I never saw it. So if it was purposely aimed at me, it didn't even hit, because I never saw it, because I don't care enough about you to even notice.
I like it.
So I mean, it doesn't matter. I have my opinions about some people too and their promotions. I'm not going to say anything because it's not my place to say. I'm not their coach. I don't see them every day. I don't see the work that they put in. And look, just like you were saying before, you don't feel always like you deserve the promotion that you get. That's fine. But what you need to understand, and everybody else, is, and I know sometimes people are like, oh, the journey, and it gets so cliche, but it really is you with your life, your health, your schedule. You can't compare yourself to a 20-year-old adult competitive, this is all I do for my job, blue belt. It's not fair. A heavyweight, the same age as that 20-year-old competitive lightweight blue belt, they can't compare each other either, because what that lightweight can do, that heavyweight can't do, just because of the way their body moves. So it's just like, if I can't go compete against Helena Craver. Like, that's not happening. Or Sarah Gavau. Like, I could probably hang, but I'm not winning that match. And nobody wants to see that match. Nobody wants to see some 40-year-old woman fight some 18, 19, 20-year-old prodigy. That's not a fight anyone wants to see. Like, it's not even fair. This is literally all they've been doing since they could walk. Their bodies automatically move in certain ways that I probably still have to process a little bit. When I go against Professor Greg and even Philip, I still feel the way you guys feel when you grapple a belt higher than you. It's still not fair for you to compare yourself to every other person. Everybody's journey is their journey. And if your coach thinks that you are ready, then you're ready. Because if your coach is worth anything, and Greg is, he's not going to promote you if you're not ready for that promotion. Or at least he feels for your progress that you're ready. Because, Reggie, you're not going to go to an IBJJF and fight at Worlds. So that's not the level that you're being compared at, because that's not fair. And that's the beauty of jiu-jitsu. There's no checklist. It is individual. And I know that drives some people crazy. It drives me crazy sometimes, because I know people who are going to get their black belts soon or got their black belts before me, who I have destroyed at competition. So it's like, are we the same? I don't know. But that's not the point. Their coach thinks they're ready, and that's fine. The next time we go compete, we'll see who's better. And that's, it is what it is. But everybody's going to make it to black belt as long as you keep showing up. That's all. How many of the guys said that? Every other person but me said that up there. You just got to keep showing up, and your belt will change. And that's true. Yes, you have to progress. Yes, you have to get better, but you will get better if you keep coming and you keep putting in the time. And that's fine. I don't hate on any of those black belts. You get out of this sport what you want to get out of the sport. And that's the beauty of jiu-jitsu, is there is something in this sport for everybody. For everybody. You can be as competitive or as mediocre as you want to be. There's everything in between. And as long as it makes you happy, just be happy. Don't worry about the belt. If you're not going out there and competing, what does it matter? It doesn't. It absolutely doesn't. It's just something for you to tell your friends that don't do jiu-jitsu what belt you are, and it doesn't matter to them anyway, because they don't even know what it means.
Exactly.
Trust me, nobody cared about. I could tell people I'm a purple belt, and if I hear one more time that their kid is a purple belt in karate, I'm gonna choke somebody. Like, stop it. It is not the same. Me and your 12-year-old are not the same.
Exactly.
It's not the same thing.
Exactly.
Nobody cares until you get your black belt anyway. So because they hear purple belt and they're just like, oh, so you know a little. Oh, so you know something about jiu-jitsu. And they really only even care about that if they've watched UFC. Because otherwise they don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
And even if they've watched the UFC, they might not know what it is still. So trust me, like, it doesn't matter. If your coach says you're ready, you're ready. And it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. So I had plenty of people over a year ago, after Worlds 2024, ask me why I hadn't been promoted yet. I'm like, I don't know. Like, you go ask my coach. I don't have anything to do with it. And I'm not going to ask, because that's not something that you do. That's a good way to wait 6 more months to get your belt. So I'm going to leave it alone and trust that it's coming, because soon, I heard soon for a long time. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. People can judge. Look, I've said 100 times, I am not everybody's cup of tea, and I don't care. I don't care. You can like me, you cannot like me. I'm going to be me. And you just do you. It doesn't matter. You don't affect my life in any way.
Exactly. I like it. All right, so you kind of touched on it, but I will go ahead and officially ask this. So or I should say, as of lately with my guests, I've decided that since there isn't a standard on what it is to be a black belt, what it means to earn a black belt, you have certain people that have gotten their black belt in a short amount of time, whether or not they deserve it or not, that's debatable, or whatever the case is. But since there isn't a global standard, not just with jiu-jitsu, but all martial arts, about what it means to be a black belt and what it means to earn a black belt and all that sort of thing, I've been asking my guests, since there's no right or wrong answer, just in your own interpretation and your own thought processes about what it means to be a black belt, what it means to earn a black belt, what it means to continue to hold that position. Just kind of what are your thoughts surrounding being a black belt?
So I think if I was in the position to be handing out black belts, it would be hard because again, you have to, the question gets brought up a lot, like, are you really a black belt if you've never competed? Well, I think it depends because what do you want to do with that black belt? Do you want to open up your own school and coach? Because if you do, you're probably going to get somebody who wants to compete at some point. And if you have never competed, then you have no idea what that is or how you don't know how to coach somebody at competition if you've never competed. Like, okay, I know that there's great, amazing coaches in other sports who have never actually played the sport. I get it, but it's not football. It's jujitsu. And there's intricacies and there's things that go along with competing that you need to be able to empathize with your competitor that they're going to go through that you need to understand that are so different from competitor to competitor that if you've never put yourself in that position at least once, I don't understand how you would coach anybody. Like, I just don't understand. If you've never felt what it's like to do hand-to-hand combat with somebody that is not on your team, I don't know how you're going to go coach. So if you are a black belt or if you're getting your black belt and that's your goal, you probably need to have competed a few times, not just once, because once isn't enough to really get the idea of what that's actually like. Now, I'm not saying you have to compete to be a black belt. I know that there are schools that do that, and I don't think that's fair because there are some people who are like physically like inhibited when they go compete because they are so nervous that is not for them. And I really don't think you should force people to do it. It's not for everybody. I think everybody should try it because it's the closest thing to a street fight you're going to get to really test your skills, but it's not for everybody. It really, really isn't. And if you're that person, but you're going to training every single day and you're rolling every day and putting in the work that everybody else is putting in, and you have the skill, you just don't want to go compete, then it's up to your coach again, up to your coach to say, yes, you are showing me that skill, but I do think you have to show a certain level of skill. Should you have to test for it? I'm on the fence with that too. I've never tested for a belt. And if someone had asked me to test for a belt, I would have been like, here's my competition tape. I don't feel like I need to sit here and memorize moves. I don't think that shows my skill in this particular sport because, again, because of my body type and because what my body's able to do, there's some things I can and can't do, and I don't think I should be graded on that. Also, I don't want to be graded on just my memorization of how perfect I can like complete a move when it never looks that perfect or pretty when I compete and do it live. So again, it's so kind of all over the place. And I think it depends on each individual person. Like, I don't know if you follow at Jiu-Jitsu Grandma on Instagram. If you don't, you should, because she's amazing.
Ooh, I will do that.
She started in her 70s.
Nice.
She started in her 70s. And she goes and competes. And look, is she the best? I think she just got her purple belt. I think she just got her purple belt recently. I don't think she's a brown belt. I think she just got her purple belt recently. And like, she loves it. And she puts in the time. Now, if she came and competed against me, would I consider her, quote unquote, a purple belt compared to me? No, probably not. But for a 70-something-year-old woman, she probably is. And look, she goes and competes and she proves herself. So who am I to say that she's not a purple belt? So it's really hard to kind of put that definition on it in jujitsu, at least, because again, in other martial arts, when you have like a checklist of things that you have to demonstrate, and there's no live sparring to really see, like not like in jujitsu where we're like legit fighting every class, when there's the real life situations to actually test your skill, grading is something I think is really unnecessary if you're a good instructor and you are watching all of your students, especially if you have a school full of upper belts like we do. Like Greg can come ask me any day about anybody that comes to 11 o'clock class who stays and rolls at noon. And I'll be like, yes, do this for this person. Maybe they could do a little bit better here. I always get them here. They never see it. And they need to figure that out before we move them up. It's just one of those things where like he has plenty of people in that room, but he also rolls with everybody in the room and videotapes it. Greg's not missing anything. Like, trust me, he knows what everybody's offering. But like, if you're not that person, then yeah, you probably should have a grading system. You probably should test, because if you aren't able to do all of those things as a coach, then you need to figure out, what level they're at. But I don't know. It's too hard in jiu-jitsu, I think, to really put that in like this makes a black belt. I think you need to have the skill. I think that, if I ran a school, if I ran a school and there was somebody there that I didn't think was a good person, and I mean in the fact of like they're going to treat people badly, they wouldn't be at my school anyway. They would never make it to black belt because I would ask them to leave. So that wouldn't even come into practice. There's plenty of black belts who are not good people. Plenty.
Oh,
We
for
see
sure.
that now that social media is prevalent. We see that a lot coming out now.
Oh yeah.
I think you need to know how to teach. I think that you should demonstrate that you're open and willing to kind of pay it forward. I've always thought that as an upper belt, anytime that I'm an upper belt of any kind working with someone lower, I feel like it's my duty, because it was done for me, right? Like, there's only one coach in the room. And so if you're a white belt working with a blue belt, or even if you're a white belt with no stripes working with a white belt with 3 stripes, that white belt with 3 stripes has something to teach you. They have something to teach you because they have been there longer, at least, to know a little bit of something to help you through the move, right? And that's your job as that upper belt, because otherwise, if you just sit there and don't help the person you're training with, why are you there? Again, like, you need that person and they need you, so help each other. And if you're not willing or able to do that, then making it to black belt is maybe not in your cards, because you have to be able to, like, if you don't understand it enough to teach it, then you don't understand it at all. And we're not talking about people that are world champions here, right? Like, there's some people who are world champions who are horrible teachers because they've put so much time and effort into themselves that they don't really understand even what they're doing. They just do it, which is amazing. And I don't judge them for that. But most of the time, once you get to black belt, you have a clear understanding of what you're looking at. And look, there's some times where people ask me a question and I'm like, you know what? I do this all the time. I don't know that detail. Let me do it to you real quick and I'll pay attention and let's figure it out. Like, where do you put your foot here? I'm not real sure, because this is like a bread and butter move for me, but I do it so much that it's muscle memory at this point, and I don't know. I just do. So let's do it real quick, and I'll show you where, like, stop me at the moment where you're asking the question, and we'll look where my foot is. But you should be willing to do that. You shouldn't be like, oh, I don't know, I just do it. That shouldn't be your explanation. But again, not everybody wants to be a teacher, and that's fine. So it's too big of a question. There's too many things that go into it. I wouldn't want that job of promoting people to black belt. I don't think you would want to be at my school if I was promoting people. But
yeah, no, I got you. Very, very well said. I like it. All right. So we are going to move into our lightning round here as we wrap up our time today, and hopefully we can get this done before my dog starts barking. She's looking intently at something outside, so probably won't be too long before she starts going crazy. So
I get it.
So we'll see if your answers are different from last time here. So first one being, do you have a favorite technique?
I've been really loving the Gregorian lately.
Nice. Yeah, I get excited every time. I know at the last World League I was at, and watching Jimmy go against his guy, and he started pulling his lapel out, and I was like, yes! It's exciting watching y'all work those lapels like surgeons. Very nice. I like it. All right. Next question. Do you have a favorite weapon?
I only use myself, so we'll just go with that.
That's is good. That's a great answer. Great answer. I like it. Everyone always is nervous about saying themselves, but it's like, no, that's the perfect weapon.
That's all I use. That's all I use.
Very nice.
I would be stupid to say anything else. I don't use anything else. I'm not knowledgeable enough of anything else. I'd love to go to the gun range and have an actual lesson, but I don't have the time. I spend too much time at jiu-jitsu.
Exactly. Very nice. All right. If there's anyone that you could train with, living or dead, fictional or non-fictional, who would that be?
I don't know. I think I said it last time and I'll say it again. Honestly, just anybody. I would love for some type of female black belt to walk in the gym and actually want to roll hard, but not have it, I know we're women and we don't have these, but not have it be a dick measuring contest. Because I was just telling somebody the other day, this whole women supporting women thing is the biggest lie we tell people. No. If y'all think that you're competitive as men, you have no idea. You have no idea. There's only maybe two women, upper belts, that have ever rolled with me for the first time. And even if it was a hard roll, it was fun. I don't mind a hard roll, but let's have fun. It doesn't have to be who's better than who. Let's have fun. It's not worlds. I get plenty of that. That's fine. This is the training room. And especially if you're visiting my school, let's just be cool. There's a reason why I don't go to women's open mats. But my friend Shannon, she's a black belt in town. She's awesome. I love rolling with her. We roll hard. We're both dead at the end of the round. But we have a blast. We're always laughing. We're always having a good time. She's smaller than me, but she's strong as hell. And we go super hard and we challenge each other, but it's fun. And it's all to make each other better. That's what I want. I don't care who it is. It could be a world champion. It could be some person who's never competed a day in their life. But let's get together as women and roll and have a good time and challenge each other. That's all I want. Could be anybody. I don't care who you are.
Very nice. Very nice. I like it. All right. So our final piece of business today is the shameless self-promotion. So you can plug anything that you'd like, or if there's anything that we haven't covered that you wanted to make sure to get out there, you now have the floor, and then we'll close out from there.
Well, I'm not sponsored anybody, but if War Tribe or Bighorn Athletics ever wants to hook me up, I wear your gis and your tape every single day for the last 8 years. You can hook a sister up. No, I mean, there's not much going on. Like I said, I'd love to start doing some teaching, but that's really up to Greg. So I do teach the class from time to time. Usually the 11 o'clock or maybe like the Saturday class. So, but we'll always plug Henzo Gracie DFW if you guys if you're looking for a new school or a new school than where you're currently at, come try us out. Come to Open Mat on Sunday. Everybody's welcome.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, I know I've been pledging that I'm going to start getting in some more no-gi action, because I think next tournament I'm going to do both gi and no-gi. So at least to try it out once.
Give it a try.
I may hate it later, but I don't know. We're gonna give it a shot.
Or you may love it.
Yeah,
you might love it.
That's true too.
It's not my favorite thing, but you might love it.
Yeah, I thought competing was going to be a one and done for me, but I've been itching to get back out there and hopefully not get arm barred like last time. So we'll see.
You'll learn something every time.
Oh yeah, for sure. Mostly that I'm not very good at jiu-jitsu, but that's okay. That's part of the learning. All right. Well, I thank you so much for taking the time to be on and talking some jiu-jitsu and talking some black belt goodness. And it's always a joy to see you doing your thing and snapping arms and choking people out is it's always a good time. So I just thank you so much for being on and can't wait to share this with the listeners and / now viewers. So thank you. And I'll see you on the mat real soon.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to My Empty Hands. If you enjoyed the show, please share it with a friend. If you didn't enjoy it, please share it with an enemy. If you'd like to be a guest, or if you would like to recommend a guest for the show, please email me at podcast@talkingkempo.com. Thank you.